bustle of modern life, homemaking often gets overlooked. Would you all agree with that? It seems like daily tasks that often come with managing a household, like cooking meals, doing laundry, cleaning, organizing, can feel like an endless cycle of must-dos rather than fulfilling activities. Yet homemaking offers more than just a means to an end. It can be a source of deep purpose and satisfaction if we approach it with intention and mindfulness. I was doing a little research and looked up a study that was actually done in Turkey, and I could find some similar ones done in the US as well, but women, homemakers, stay-at-home moms, wives. I think this particular study was about 370 some women that self-reported. 63% of the women who participated in the research study reported that they do not feel well mentally and they need support. Feels like our culture is becoming more advanced and open to homemaking and stay-at-home moms. It seems like it's almost become kind of a fad, but in much of the world, that is not the case. Homemakers are still struggling, and it's not surprising because as a homemaker, we know, all of us know, that it can feel very challenging. Being a homemaker comes with all kinds of stressors, physical, mental, and even spiritual stressors. But whether you're a stay-at-home parent, mother or a father, a working professional managing a household, or someone simply seeking more fulfillment in daily chores, finding purpose in homemaking, in the making of a home, is possible. Speaking from experience and talking to other moms, it can change your whole perception of homemaking and your mental health. So let's explore how we can turn routine tasks into meaningful rituals and cultivate a sense of purpose in everyday homemaking. I know when I began thinking a lot about purpose, that a lack of purpose is often a significant contributing factor to depression. And I believe that. I mean, it makes sense that when someone feels like their life lacks meaning or direction, it can increase their risk of experiencing depressive symptoms. Feeling purposelessness is a key element of depression. And if you're a mom struggling with this, I see you and I totally get that. I think as moms, we feel like being a mom, being a wife should be our sole purpose, and we should find all of our contentment in that. I think where people get into trouble and fall into depression is not having an identity and a purpose in their day-to-day outside of those roles, those dependency type positions. It's important to be an individual that has purpose and a reason for existing. God made us all, of course. He made us all individual and beautiful. But why? Why did He choose you to be here? What is your purpose? So find that purpose. Find that reason that He called you to be a homemaker. How can we not feel resentful of our homemaking? How can we find that purpose that we were made for? So what can we do to find our purpose in everyday homemaking? Well, the first thing I would recommend is reframe your homemaking as an act of love for those in your home, an act of loving on your home itself. So one of the simplest yet most profound ways to find purpose is to shift your perspective. Rather than seeing chores as burdens, view them as acts of love and care for yourself and others around you. So whether you're preparing a meal for your family or folding laundry, these tasks are ways of nurturing your home and the people in it. For example, when you're washing dishes, take a moment to think about how the clean plates and the utensils will make mealtime more pleasant for everyone in your home. This reframing helps bring intentionality and warmth to the process. Transform a mundane task into an opportunity to care for your loved ones. Try to reframe your mindset when you're thinking about all that you need to do in homemaking. Try to switch from a simple I have to I get to, I'm blessed to, I'm allowed to, I can, I am able to. That simple mindset switch can really help. The second thing I want to talk about is embracing the rhythm of routine. And I had a video not long ago going over that. And I had a lot of questions and misunderstandings about rhythm and routine versus schedule in homemaking. So let's talk a little bit more about that. As human beings, we thrive on routine. There's a certain comfort and stability in knowing what comes next and creating rhythm in our homes. This is actually a good thing. It can be very grounding. Daily homemaking tasks such as making our beds, tidying up, or preparing meals can establish peaceful routines that add structure to our day. So rather than thinking of these tasks as interruptions, trying to switch our mindset again to embrace them as part of the natural flow of our everyday life. The act of resetting our home each day can provide a sense of accomplishment, and that can really give us purpose that carries us through the rest of our activities. Something that seems particularly difficult with new homemakers, and I actually experience this a lot myself, is the sameness of every day. The sensation that every single day brings the same tasks. It's almost a mind-numbing, never-ending kind of feeling, and I totally get that. It really got me when I first started my homemaking journey. I worked really hard every day to just get everything done, to turn around and find it all undone again the next day. It was really defeating. So what I really needed to do and what I did to change that feeling is to embrace the sameness and the rhythm of each day. This means that I had to stop my endless to-do lists, to stop the endless planning and scheduling of things, knowing that the next day I was afforded the same amount of time as today. No day has more time in it than any other day. If there are things that I couldn't get done today, or if my endless to-do list started to take away from my time, my resting and recharging time, I would cross it off and move it to a different day. There's always time tomorrow. So that realization and understanding was really crucial in accepting and embracing rhythm. Embracing rhythm means that there will be time and opportunity tomorrow for what you can't get done today, and knowing that that day is always there for you. There's a peace and a comfort in that as homemakers, and that's a good thing. So I just want to tell you, homemaker friend, stop pushing yourself to the breaking point just to run around and do it again tomorrow. It will become a vicious cycle, and it will break down your mental health. If I could tell 20-year-old me what I know now, it would be to anticipate and accept and find comfort in the rhythm and the expectation of tomorrow. Don't allow it to be a prison or a confining. Allow it to give you the guardrails to provide flow for your day. Take time to rest. So a simple tip here for daily rhythm in your homemaking tasks, one of my favorite ones being a 10-minute tidy. So you can incorporate a 10-minute tidy, set that 10-minute alarm clock in different rooms throughout the day, knowing that you have a set routine for this, knowing that you do not have to stress about your family room all day long, because in the evening, it can be turned around in a 10-minute tidy. You know when your meal prep time's coming. You know when your block of time is coming for laundry. You don't have to worry about it every day because you have a rhythm that incorporates that to your day-to-day. It gives you those boundaries. It gives you those bumpers on either side of your day to just keep you flowing down the straight and narrow. My next tip for finding purpose in homemaking is to infuse creativity in your homemaking. Yes, and can I just say yes? One of the joys of homemaking is the chance, the freedom to express your creativity in all kinds of different ways. One of the most enjoyable things about being a homemaker is that we can dabble and try our hand at all different kinds of creative ventures, whether that be baking, whether that be being a home decorator, a handyman, DIY projects. You name it, we can try it. And we can be a Jack or Jill of all trades. Just let our creativity flow and wander and try all new things. I love that about homemaking, and it took me a while to embrace that and allow that to happen. So whether it's arranging a beautiful table for dinner, decorating your home for the season, or experimenting with new recipes, there are endless ways to bring a creative touch, a unique touch, to your home. Creativity in homemaking fosters a sense of pride and connection to your environment. I am a creative at heart, and this was a huge piece of homemaking that I overlooked for a long time. I think I just lost myself in the mundane, task-oriented part of homemaking. Let me know in the comments if you're like that, if you find yourself drowning or lost in the task-oriented part of this. And if you do, you're not alone. And hopefully, throughout this video, you can find little tidbits of help in finding a direction out of that task-oriented monotony. I, as a young homemaker, didn't realize that I could totally carve time out for creativity. When I was a young wife and mother, being creative with my home almost felt frivolous or like I was wasting my time. I remember almost feeling embarrassed about creating little vignettes or setting out flowers, thinking like, why do I love this so much? Why does it bring me so much joy? Why would I take the time to fluff pillows and arrange flowers for a toddler just to pull them apart? Well, the answer is because adding beauty and coziness to spaces, it gives you energy and joy for our work. This is hard work. It's mentally and physically hard. We need to create joy. Being creative in our home encourages us to enjoy our home and being in our space. It allows us to take pride in the work of our hand, to look forward to working in our own homes and feeling accomplished when we do add creative touches and unique personality to our spaces. So some examples you could try, maybe experiment with creating cozy reading nook or arranging flowers in your living room. Try cooking new meals, new recipes with ingredients you haven't used before. Maybe you could try redecorating or reorganizing a space in your home to give it new energy. These creative activities not only transform your space, but also create a sense of accomplishment that nurtures your spirit. I know that a big source of creativity, creative outlet for me is exactly what I'm doing today with you all. It's YouTube and blogging. It allows me to write and create both visually and in the abstract and get my creative fix. I love to make things with my hands. I love to dream up new ideas, and y'all are helping me do that. I get to share my ideas with you all, and it is my time to express myself and to find what I like as far as decor and crafts and style and even activities. I get to do things and share them with you. One of my joys is learning new skills, old-fashioned skills, and I get to do that with you all and share it. It's such a blessing. Being a creative and sharing online is certainly not for everyone. I'm not saying that, but there are other ways that you can be creative. And if you lean more towards that creative side of things, it's really important that you find some way to let that out, to express yourself in a creative way, because suppressing that, ask me how I know, can cause unhappiness. It can cause sadness. And I just encourage you to find that creative outlet if you are one of those creative type people. And even if you're not, it's important to find activities that allow you to recharge, that bring you joy. Okay, my next tip for creating purpose or finding your purpose in homemaking is to focus on the present moments and be mindful. Many of us rush through our daily chores thinking about everything else we need to do or worry about the things that haven't happened. I know mindfulness and being mindful is one of those phrases that's thrown about right now. What I really mean by that is that our day-to-day lives feel very rushed. There's not a single person I talk to that doesn't say, "Oh man, we're so busy," or when I say, "How are you?" they say, "Wow, we've just been so busy." And I find myself giving that kind of canned response as well. And I've been challenging myself not to say that when people ask me how I'm doing, to be more thoughtful with my response, because for one, it's not very thoughtful. And for two, I feel like it implies that other people aren't as busy as we are. And I know that's not true. But what I mean is the hustle and bustle of daily life, this fast-paced, overstimulated life that we all are finding ourselves in, we can kind of get wrapped up in it, right? We rush through our daily chores. We think about everything else we need to do or what so-and-so is doing, and maybe we need to do that too. We worry about things that haven't happened yet. And, what if we treat homemaking as an opportunity to be present in that moment? I mean, which one of you has not woke up in the middle of the night worrying, thinking about your kids and their future and all of that? I mean, my hand is raised. I was up at 4 a.m. this morning worrying about my kids and just things that I don't need to worry about in that moment. I needed to rest and I just couldn't calm my mind down. But mindfulness is a practice. It's practicing daily being fully aware and engaged in the moment that you're in. This can turn your mundane tasks into meaningful experiences. So whether you're sweeping the floor or folding towels, focus on the sensations, the sounds, the movements involved in that activity. This attention to detail, attention to the task can really help ground you and reduce your stress and make each chore feel less like a chore and more like a meditation. I am very guilty of putting my earbuds in, listening to an audiobook, and doing chores and things. And yes, I can often zone out and get a lot done, but I also disconnect from my people when I do that. I've even tried, I'll just leave one earbud in and one out. And that's not wrong. And there are times for that, especially if it's just really a chore you don't like. I get it. You want to listen to something and zone out and just get it done. And I do get that. But there's something about doing your day-to-day, your homemaking tasks with care and attention to detail and really thinking about the person that you're doing them for, it can bring joy to your life rather than just something you check off your list. So, a tip there is just take a few deep breaths before starting a task. Focus, think about, what do I hear? What do I see? What am I feeling? Let it go of distractions and enjoy the process. That's a big part of practicing mindfulness and calming down our central nervous system rather than amping it up. Sometimes listening to audiobooks or podcasts or things like that, we can learn a lot, but that's just more right? That's more stimulation that's more coming at our systems. And I think a lot of us deal with being in a hyper state, a hyper vigilant, a hyper active state. If we can bring ourselves out of all the distraction and practice mindfulness, that helps calm our central nervous systems and calm our anxieties. So give that a try. Let me know what you think about that one. My next tip for creating purpose in your homemaking routines is creating a sanctuary for yourself and your family. And isn't that what we're all doing anyway? One of the most important purposes of homemaking is creating a space where everyone in your home feels safe, nurtured, and loved. Your home, our home, is our sanctuary. It's our place to recharge, to relax, connect, to get away from the stressors of the world. Every task that we complete, from organizing the pantry, dusting shelves, it's all contributing to a positive environment where you and your loved ones can thrive and your people can feel taken care of. So this harkens back to mindfulness, but think about the purpose behind each task that you're doing. When you're washing your dishes, when you're making room for family conversations over your meals, you're putting those phones away. When you tidy the living room, you're creating a space for relaxation and bonding. Each of these seemingly small tasks add to the overall atmosphere of peace and comfort in your home. Put your mind in that mindset of creating a sanctuary. Look around your home and think about, how can I create the coziest, safest place for my family? Maybe in your living room, you think, how can I cozy up this corner of my couch or nice sitting area to make it inviting, where somebody wants to curl up in a blanket and read a book? Maybe you set out books and magazines to read. Maybe you set out activities where people can sit and visit and just... That's one of the reasons I really enjoy our dining room. It encourages people to actually sit and have a meal face to face. My next tip for purposeful homemaking, finding your purpose in homemaking, using homemaking as an opportunity for gratitude. Practicing gratitude or being grateful sounds simple. It's a very powerful way to find purpose in homemaking. In a world of distractions and noise, it's easy to take our homes for granted. Yet our homes are places of rest, shelter, and nourishment. When you approach your daily task with a sense of gratitude, you start to see them in a new light. I am not perfect at this, but I have the awareness that I should be practicing gratefulness and gratitude and being thankful. And as Christians, as Christian mamas, as Christian homemakers, one way I like to practice gratitude is to incorporate prayer into my daily tasks. I know we don't always feel like we have time to sit down and do full devotionals or Bible studies, but we can always be thankful and thank God, either out loud or in our heads throughout the day for the many blessings that we do have. Even during difficult times, I know that we've all gone through them. I've gone through hard times for sure, and I know you have as well. We have homes that need to be taken care of. We have families that need us. So in times of loss or want, there are always things to be thankful and grateful for. I challenge you to find even the smallest little things in the day-to-day to just verbally, out loud, thank you, God. Thank you for this home. Thank you for this simple meal. Thank you for warm water to do my dishes. Thank you for the toys scattered on the floor. That means that I have the blessing of children to care for. This is really just a flip the script. Let's flip the script on what we think and how we approach our day-to-day. We can change our mindset from one of scarcity to one of abundance. In the past, I could have been tempted to let my mind be consumed with what others had that I didn't. My husband died. My first husband died in a car accident when my first 2 children were quite little. And my whole world changed upside down. And my whole thought of what my life would look like from then on out completely changed. And, I went through some very major life changes within a short period of time. Ended up getting remarried, having a baby, all within a very short amount of time from, trauma and grief, and the whole recovery process was all wrapped up together. And, we sold what we thought would be our forever home. And it was very hard at times to focus on what I did have versus what everyone else had that I didn't. But what really got me through, well, there's lots of supportive people that got me through, but what really the mindset that got me through it was focusing on what I do have, the blessings that I do have. And that made a huge difference in my everyday, especially when I felt like I was just a homemaker, when I quit my nursing job and I was just a homemaker, right? When I had the same day-to-day in and out mundane tasks of making a home for my family. Well, that's extremely important, but I understand how it can feel insignificant and mundane. So it's important to flip that mental script that we have and look at our jobs as a homemaker as very important. The most important job, creating a sanctuary, and then also raising up good people, God-fearing people to be quality members of our society. We so greatly need that, and a mother makes all the difference in the world. So flip that script, my friends. Whatever it is, simple to more complex, gratitude and thankfulness can and will positively affect your attitude for all that we have or whom that we have to care for. Another big piece of finding your purpose or finding purpose in homemaking is involving others in the process. If you live with family, housemates, a partner, involve them in the homemaking process. Maybe you are the homemaker, but homemaking is a collaborative effort. This not only lightens your load, but also fosters a sense of shared purpose. When everyone pitches in to take care of the space they live in, it creates a stronger sense of community and teamwork within the household. I don't know about you, but I am very guilty of looking like I have it all together at all times, even when I'm struggling. And that is kind of a toxic trait. I want to appear to be competent. I want to appear to have everything handled. I want to look like I've got it all under control. But what that does, my friends, when we don't show vulnerability, when we don't show a little bit of weakness, when we don't show that we need help, we can internalize that, and sometimes we can get resentful. So it's very important to, assign tasks with others. Let your husband help you. Ask your husband to help you. Ask your children to help you. How often does it just feel like I'm just going to do this thing because it's just faster if I do it? Maybe so, but we are teaching other people to be homemakers, whether male or female, our boys or our girls. We're teaching them to be homemakers. So take that time. Allow people to help you, involve them in the process, teach them a thing or two, and see if it doesn't help your mental outlook on homemaking. I can definitely identify with being able to turn mundane tasks into bonding activities. Maybe you're cooking in the kitchen or doing dishes and you can play music or chat. Set a timer for 10-minute tidies. I think we had talked about that a little bit, but it's one of my favorite cleaning tactics. There's a lot that you can get accomplished in a quick 10 minutes. It's amazing when you're focused and that's what you're working on. So set a 10-minute timer in the evenings and everyone jump in and do a 10-minute tidy of the living space, and then you don't have to worry about it all day long because you know you do 10-minute tidies before bed. Just an idea. Involve your kids, make it fun if you can, and expect quality out of them. Raise your expectations of your kids. They can totally do it. Even toddlers can help with a lot more than we think they can. Let's not forget, in finding our purpose in homemaking, to reflect on the bigger picture and get outside our houses. This is a huge part of homemaking for me and how I have found more purpose and satisfaction in homemaking. Sometimes we can get so caught up in the day-to-day grind, we forget why we're doing it. I really encourage you to take some time to reflect on the bigger picture of your homemaking. What does your home represent to you? What do you want it to represent? Is it a place of rest, a place of creativity, a place of connection? Is it a sanctuary? Is it peaceful? Have you ever gone on a trip and come back to your house to see and experience it with fresh senses? Like you walk in the door and you're like, do you smell that? What's that smell? What does my house smell like? Or do you notice, why did I decorate like that? Or why is that there? Things seem out of place. Have you ever done that when you walk into your home? It's interesting the different vibes we absorb when we walk into people's homes and like our first impression. But we have to get outside our homes to have those first impressions and to notice those subtle details and the things about our home that we might want to change or edit. I'd be surprised if you told me you didn't notice your home differently after being out of it in a while. Most people I talk to can tell me exactly what they notice about their home after being on a vacation or even gone for a day or two. It took me a long time to figure this out. When I was working full-time, I craved to just be home. I imagined I would languish at home and have all kinds of time to do all the things that I had been dreaming about. I'd putter about and get those things done. The funny thing was that when I finally did come home full-time and I was immersed in my home every day, I almost couldn't see the forest for the trees. I couldn't see the big picture, or I lost the big picture after a while of what my goals were, what I needed to get done, what I wanted from my home. I almost forgot all the things that I had dreamed of doing when I actually got the opportunity to do them. I'd often feel so frustrated when I couldn't get a home project just right, or a task felt nauseatingly repetitive. My point here is, leave your home once in a while. I am a card-carrying introvert. I sometimes will think, I haven't left my house. My car hasn't left my driveway in a week. Is that you? If this is you, get out of your house once in a while. Leave your home. Stepping outside your home can bring fresh perspective and energy on the things you want for your home, and often even make the projects or the things you were working on easier when you come back and look at it with fresh eyes, right? Have you experienced that? Leaving your home allows you to then come back and experience your home with all your senses. When you're in your home all day, it's almost like pop-up fatigue, like on our phones or maybe even at work. Have you heard of that? It's where you're exposed to so many different notifications and alerts, you almost don't notice them anymore, right? So all these pop-ups on our phones, we just automatically silence them and don't even think about it. And they may be very important notices. We experience them so often, we become desensitized. And I feel that's the same way with our homes. If you spend too much time in your home, it almost seems impossible to feel and experience it anymore. By connecting the small acts of homemaking to a larger sense of purpose, you'll find a greater meaning in that day-to-day work that you do. Each task, no matter how small, is contributing to the overall goal of creating a home that reaches your goals, that nourishes, that supports you, and cares for your loved ones. All right, my friends, I want to leave you with talking about fulfillment in your homemaking. If you want to be fulfilled as a homemaker and to find your purpose, remember that it's rarely going to feel glamorous or exciting, but it's undoubtedly meaningful. The everyday tasks that you perform, whether it's cleaning, organizing, cooking, maintaining, these are essential acts that help you and the people around you live well. This is how you love and care for others and yourselves. Reframe your homemaking as an act of love. Embrace creative opportunities that you find within your home. Practice mindfulness and gratitude. Look at the big picture of your home and what you want it to feel like. And you can find purpose and fulfillment in every corner of your home. So the next time you're folding laundry or scrubbing the kitchen counter, take a moment to appreciate the purpose behind your action. Homemaking isn't just about keeping things tidy. It's about creating a space where life can unfold, relationships can grow, peace can flourish, and that in itself is a deeply purposeful endeavor. You, my friend, are loved. I know the day-to-day mundane of homemaking can sometimes feel endless. My friend, know that what you are doing matters. I see you. I see your hard work. I see your love and your care for your family. Let your home become a place where your heart and your hands work in harmony to create meaning, beauty, and comfort each and every day. Please leave comments. Let's start a community thread here on this video. Let me know how you have found purpose in your homemaking and what you think about these tips that I shared with you today. Thank you so much for being with me here today. Don't forget to subscribe, turn on your bell notifications, share my channel with a friend that you think could benefit from this information. And until next time, my friend, take care.